ordeal here, and that's what the rest of these first round stages are going to be, just a one map thing. But once we get into the playoff groups, we will have the best of 3. So, upcoming here, we're going to have Instinct versus GameVox now.
Yeah,
right.
That's going to be a match to look at. I mean, I don't have a tally for what the actual full score was from the MSX GameVox game, but I mean, we're looking at another top tier team here.
Yeah.
To challenge Instinct for that #1 spot.
Yeah, and all these guys, excellent teams that have, they've proved themselves to get here. So now, if Trix can put up that fight that they did against Instinct, anybody knows that, they can definitely compete against Instinct today. And, GameVox is definitely going to have that mentality going into this game. So don't forget, don't forget to keep up with the Twitter, the CFS 2014 thing. Keep that going on. Who do you guys think is going to win this next match? How do you think it's going to go? Because I'm sure not too many people said that that Trix was going to put up that kind of a fight against Instinct last time.
Absolutely.
So we want to hear what you guys have to say. We'll check those out. But coming up here, we'll have to see what map and everything that these guys decide to get into and stuff like that. But last map, Instinct seemed to be doing pretty well there for the most part on Blacklist. I mean, there was a couple times they really did well when they rushed things a little more, when they played fast.
Their pushes were just absolutely out of control. I mean, that A site push, and it was I have to say that internally I felt like I shouldn't call it, but I wanted to call it that last round they were going to push A. I mean, they had just such a good control over it. You could see they were kind of trying to test things out as far as, how is our B side going? What can we do better? And they were able to, hold on to that site successfully a number of times, but that A side they were just completely overwhelming on. So, I mean, we've seen Black Widow twice now. It wouldn't be surprising if we saw it a third time. And I think if that's the case, I mean, if you're Instinct, I think you have to know that your big flex muscle is going to be that A-side push on offense. And if you're GameVox, if you get wind that A site's their strong side, you need to find a way to subdue that without, overloading it too much. Because we saw Trix do that. They would stack 3 into A defensively, and then all of a sudden you're completely left vulnerable on rotates to B, which is what the case was.
Yeah, just, you don't want to overdo anything, but at the same time, play to your strengths and play to your weaknesses. So, we'll have to see how it goes. And, of course, Jaime and 15 are going to, I think, really have been the guys that have made two players that have made some of the biggest impact for them so far. So we'll see if they can come through against GameVox here and kind of keep that same thing going. So we're still waiting for all the guys from both of these teams to get going here, but it's going to be interesting to see how that the bottom half of the brackets go too. We'll
Absolutely.
see. That's going to be yet just another really interesting thing to see. Just looking. So I was looking down, of course, as we were saying, Ace is really the big guys out of there. And, I think everybody kind of expects Instinct and Ace to, everybody expects them to be making it and going on here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows them as like the two big heads in this game. But, with the way I've seen some of these teams play so far today, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some upsets somewhere along the line. But
I'm hoping for it.
I'm hoping for it too, man. It's like, we want to see some new faces get into the winner's circle maybe. But we'll see how it goes. But we've been sitting here waiting. I think we're gonna go ahead and just we'll take a quick break here.
Sounds
and
good.
We'll head back here in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys very shortly to bring you guys Instinct versus GameVox. Welcome, everybody. We are back here from Burbank, California, and we're just about to bring you Instinct versus GameVox here. In just a moment, we're about to get underway with the knife round. It looks like we're going to be on Mexico today, which is a very interesting map, Mexico is.
Yeah, Mexico is probably one of my favorites. Just because it's usually this long staging period and then just intense action throughout the rest of it. It just never stops. It never stops.
Yeah, it's an awesome map. It's one of my favorites to watch. You really get some intense I mean, everything is very close quarters on this map, so when things burst, everything goes down in a second. And we're just going to go into the knife round here to see who gets the sides, but I think one of the interesting things we'll see here from Instinct on this map is, and it looks like they lost that knife round there, but one of the interesting things we'll get to see from them is watching 15 use the sniper rifle on this map. He doesn't do it all of the time necessarily, use the sniper rifle on this map, but every now and then you'll see him do it, and it's a cool thing to watch because you really get to see some fast-paced sniping as well as switching to that Desert Eagle and, just start popping people's heads off. So it looks like GameVox here is going to take the GR side first, which this map is actually a pretty heavily global risk sided map, defensively sided. There's very few areas that you can actually get in to attack the bomb site on this map. So it's very easy to watch for global risk, which for them getting to win that knife round and start on this side could really be beneficial to them.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that you had talked about 15 using that scope. I mean, at the moment, he looks like he's going to be readied up with it, which is, it could be extremely advantageous because you can have him, peek longer corners at a first glance. But, the hardest thing about it is, again, how much room will he actually have? Yeah. Are they going to really use that, or are they just going to kind of have him as a backup source? Maybe to find some rotates. It's going to be interesting to see how they decide to utilize him.
We'll see how they decide to play it here, and looks like right off the bat here, he's deciding he's gonna take the M4 right away. But Wotip is actually going to use that AWP there right off the start. He's gonna take down Mav, and it looks like Instinct down 2 right now, only 1 down for GameVox. They're going to try working this A site. It looks like 3 of them starting to work their way in here. Jaime, Pablo, and 15 all coming in here. Michael takes down Pablo, but Jaime will exchange with him and take him down. It's a 2-on-3 right now. They are inside of this site, still in the middle of the gun battle, though. Haven't tried putting the bomb down yet. 15 gets 1, but Wotip will take down 15, but Jaime actually able to take him down, so it's now a 1 versus 1. Jaime very lit on health, only has 11 HP, as he's trying to get the better of Logic right here. I think he's going to go for a quick bomb plant, and that's what he's going to get. The bomb is now down. Logic trying to come in from mid. And Smoke's going to go out, and he's going to catch 15 as he was trying to get behind the tractor there, and he's going to pick up that frag and go ahead get the defuse.
Jaime, I almost wish he would have waited a little bit longer for that smoke to kind of spray out a little bit, because he would have had a little bit of an advantage there. He could still see shadows and silhouettes, but coming out and picking at full face value, that's a tough aspect to try to fight that there from way back in those back corners.
Yeah, and so 1 round right away here over to GameVox. They are on that GR side, as I said, which a pretty GR-sided map, so should work well in their favor. We'll see how the gun skill of Instinct will play off against them, but Wotip making an impact on that first round, picking up a 3K, so we'll see how he continues to work in the rest of this match. But Ralph has the bomb right now. He's hanging out back in mid. Not really too much happening, as Alan was saying before, just how there's kind of this stall period and then it bursts, where the burst is starting to happen.